Well, good morning from a somewhat wet and cold Alafia River State Park. And this is a state park just outside of Tampa in Hillsborough County, where we'll be going around today. We're going to attempt to see the river here. I don't know how far it is along the trail, and we're going to attempt not to get stuck in the rain. If it gets too bad, we'll have some indoor activities, but we did plan to do a lot of outdoor activities today. We're going to go to Cockroach Bay and see what that's all about. We've got a Thai temple we want to visit, and another state park. So let's see if the weather holds up. Well, it's not exactly holding up right now, but let's see if it gets a little better in the afternoon maybe. But
they'll ship me out on a boat off the coast, on a bus to Mexico, sticking umbrella in my glass.
The trail starts out with some nice green swamp here, my kind of trail. And what I had mistaken for a still swamp, I think this is actually the Alafia River. So that's pretty neat. We've got a river of slow-moving swamp. I wonder what kind of creatures like to live in a slow-moving river of swamp. So, as usual for Florida, it's a nice, easy trail. It's a little bit muddy today because it's wet, but certainly no difficulties passing. And I'm thinking, if I was a turtle, I might really like to live in that green swamp. I see a nest up there, and I'm not sure what kind of bird. Looks like it could be an osprey nest. Let's see. That's about all this will zoom in. And just nearby, I've spotted a vulture here, just hanging out in the tree on the path. Let's keep going and see what else we see. Gotta catch up to Mom. Well, we're still walking along the river, but we're kind of high up. This park is like super bike friendly, and they have like bike trails that are a little lower down, like along the banks of the river and stuff. But I'm hoping we get down close enough and maybe can see if we see some turtles and stuff. Just keep going and see what we find. We'll follow Mom. And this is kind of neat here. We got some unusual landform, I guess you call it. Almost like, like bluff along the river, but you don't see hills like this too much in Florida, at least not steep like a cliff like this. And this is totally natural here. And just beyond, there's a bike path over there, and then down there is the river. I'm gonna go back on the trail though, because I'm getting mosquito bitten here. Okay, so Mom spotted our first turtle here. That's a big one. That's a nice one. He's got his head out. We're not down by the water. We're right on the trail here, and we see one. How about that? Forward and onward. Well, we've walked a little over a mile, and this is I like this trail. A lot of bikers, but it's nice that they have designated bike trails though too, so you don't get too many bikers sharing the trail with the people. They have equestrian trails too, and you can walk for miles along the Alafia River here, the slow-moving swamp of a river that it is. And maybe you'll see some turtles if you come here too. Okay, so I've cheated and I'm on the bike trail for a second, and that's because I think right here I'm going to get a really nice view of the river. But this is what the bike trail looks like anyway. Clearly not for people. But look at this. They get the better view here. And I want a little bit of that view. Here we are. Right on the river. Some ferns and palmettos and lots of river swamp. All kinds of good green here. And my punishment for using the wrong trail is that, well, probably about 10 mosquito bites I got just approaching the swamp there on this rainy morning. And if you bring your bike, it looks like you could do some good Evel Knieveling here. Some little ramps there. Fun. Well, we've come to a crossroads on this loop trail. And if you're tired, you've got a place to sit here and everything. Sign tells you where everything is. And we're doing a loop going back to the parking lot. And here we got a nice view of the river, and it's a little clearer over here. And there's a lot of swamp vegetation along the sides, but it looks like some clear water. You can see all the droplets falling in it because it is raining, but not too bad. This breeding ground for mosquitoes. That's a nice Spanish moss up in the trees. Close up right here next to me. If you've never seen Spanish moss before, careful. A lot of times these have bugs growing in them. I believe they used to use that stuff as insulation in like cushions and like old cars and stuff. And I'm talking about like really early cars. But the bugs were an issue. Mom is enjoying her rest on the bench there. And this trail is called the Turtle 2 track, and it's, like I said, it's a nice loop. It's 1.37 miles according to this sign, so we must be almost done with it because we've walked well over a mile. Well, it says I've walked 1.6 miles, but I probably did a little walking around the house this morning that's factored into that as well. As the rain continues to fall, I mean, the trail's getting a little more mucky, but still no problem at all. Really, the only reason I wouldn't come back here on a rainy day is the mosquitoes, because I think I've really got like 20 bites already so far, and they just keep landing on me. But it's all worth it for this. Really nice trail. Great views of the river. Some swamp life. We saw turtle, osprey's nest, vulture, and lots of mosquitoes. I hear Mom in the distance back there somewhere. She's coming. I can't resist going in for another view of the river, the swamp, while I'm waiting for Mom here. Looks like there's a nice overlook from here. Well, I don't see any water at this one. This is just a dry area. Maybe, oh, I see some water down there. But it's just a trickle here at this point. There, you can see a little water there, but it's not wide like where we were before. Okay, we got a map here. See, the trailhead there is where we started, and then we walked up north, and east, and south. then now we're headed back west, northwest here, back to the trailhead. We are almost there. Almost there. Right by rabbit ears. What's rabbit ears? I don't know. So that was probably the best view of the river, even though it was, right here by the trailhead, by the parking lot, because we have now completed our loop tour of the Alafia River State Park. Now, I've had enough mosquitoes, so let's go to Cockroach Bay and maybe we'll see some roaches. Well, we've arrived at Cockroach Bay. Yet to see a cockroach. The office is closed, but I mean, you could just walk out here to the bay. Here's the bay. Here's some birds. Some angry birds. So I guess my recommendation for this place, though, is that you plan ahead so you don't just end up walking in, who knows, this might just be somebody's backyard here, I don't know. Cool name though, Cockroach Bay. Great place name. Yeah, I don't think this is really closed. I think this is just this entrance is closed. So I'm gonna see if I can find another way in. Well, this is more like it. This is the main entrance here. Cockroach Bay Nature Preserve. So if you come here and you see the office closed sign and you think you gotta turn around, go a little further, there's another entrance. Well, the trail looks like this. It's just a sand road. Easy, and even on a wet day like this today, not muddy at all. And up ahead I see a hill that looks like it has some sort of a pavilion on it, and that's what we're going to check out. Maybe it's some sort of observation area or something. You see that, the hill over there? Well, we're approaching a building here, and it's got a nice owl artwork on it. Got a cone on the roof. Not sure what this is. I think it's just some kind of storage building, but it's got a cool artwork all over it. That's pretty cool. Well, whatever it is, that building is also swarming with bugs. So let's just continue on up the hill here. And the path up the hill here is just paved with shells. Looks like some kind of observatory up there. Almost there. Mom got ahead of me when I stopped to look at the building. Well, this might be the highest altitude I've ever been at in Florida. Didn't know they had hills this big. But if you're gonna have a hill, it might as well be in Hillsborough County, right? Well, I've caught up, we made it to the top. What a view from up here. Cockroach Bay. So there's a great egret down there. And I guess these are some other things you'd find here. Haven't seen any cockroaches though. In this nature preserve. There's birds, lots of birds. So it looks like this has some historical significance too here. See here, talking about an Uzita village. Consists of the chief's house on the mound, and I guess that's where we're standing now. 7 or 8 other houses and a temple. But all that's been reclaimed by nature here. So I'm guessing this clearing over here would have been where some of the other structures and maybe the temple would have been. And I think we're gonna get some food now, since we are really close to Tampa, and there's probably a lot of selections here. And then we're gonna head over to Thai temple, and if we have time, maybe 1 or 2 other places. Well, we're still hungry because we didn't find any decent place to eat between the Cockroach Bay and where we are now. We've arrived here at Wat Mongkolratanaram, and that is a Thai Buddhist temple. And let's have a look around. Well, they've got a sign here that says that this temple was built in 2005, and it was dedicated on 2007 to celebrate the 80th anniversary of King Bhumibol. I love the lighting here. Look at that. Some really nice Thai temple architecture there. The temple as well is pretty ornate for an American Thai temple. So now we are at the side of the temple that is that faces the lake here. See the lake behind me? I think someone was feeding those birds. This is pretty cool. Gotta get some still pictures of these too. Nice artwork here. You always have nice artwork at the Buddhist temples. Plenty of outdoor seating here for festivals and stuff, which is making me even more hungry thinking about the type of food they would serve here. I love Thai food. That's who's feeding the birds there. There's an orchid growing here. I see a nice shrine here coming up. This is kind of intricate too. And those are all offerings. And here we have some other artwork here. It looks like a jade Buddha, or jade colored anyway. And on this side I see people have they've put their bands and beads and things like that. Wristbands, bracelets, Thai elephant there. Let's see what else we find. Gai yang, grilled chicken. Not today though, maybe on Sundays. Okay, I've spotted an emu here. This is the first emu I think I've ever seen in Florida. Here he is. I'm approaching quietly. Hello, emu. Hello, emu. See the emu? Well, the last thing I thought I was going to see today was an emu. And the cat seems to like Mom. It's following her everywhere. Okay, here is a really, really interesting flower. And no, that is not an ornament. That is a real flower here. I will look this one up when I get home. These are nice too. We used to have a big one of these in our backyard. I think we still might. I'll have to take a walk around and see if I see it, but these are some neat flowers too. I have to say, it's a pretty impressive flower garden they got going on here. Another orchid there. Well, we didn't see anyone around except for the groundskeepers and those people playing with the birds who are probably not associated with the temple whatsoever. So we won't go in this time, but it's a nice grounds. It's always nice walking around the grounds of an interesting Buddhist temple. Actually, there is the monk, but we are starving, so we're going to go get some food. So we're going with Ulele's is the name of the restaurant here. And got some interesting stuff going on here. We got some nursery rhyme. The Three Little Pigs. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. That. Got Cinderella there too. Cinderella. Statue outside. And that is a real bird on its head, of course. And looks like we get a little history lesson here too. The story of Ulele. 1528, Ulele, the young daughter of local Tocobaga chief Hirihigwa, pleaded for mercy and threw herself over 17-year-old Juan Ortiz. He was about to be roasted alive in revenge for the tribe's previous hostile encounters with European explorers. How fitting that she'd be on a fiery fountain here. Well, we've got a nice outdoor seat here right near Ulele herself. The bird has now left her. Got some good ingredients there in the chili. We got alligator, wild boar, venison, duck, ground duck, cranberry, beans, chili, and spices. Oh boy. So our waiter was telling us that this place used to be the waterworks, and behind me is, I guess you can't see it too well, there's a natural spring, which is a freshwater source, and the building itself was the waterworks. So this week is the big Plant City Strawberry Festival, but we didn't go to it because the weather was a little crappy this morning. And also they canceled all the main acts for the live entertainment. So, and 2 weeks ago we went to the Melbourne Strawberry Festival, but it's because it's strawberry season. It's like the strawberry harvest right now. So their special was also the strawberry lager beer. Well, it's very strawberry. Well, Mom's trying the chili. I'm gonna try a little bit too, though, on my cornbread. That's good chili. Would have been a hit at the Kenansville chili cook-off for sure. Well, there's the meatloaf, and that looks really good. Supposedly this was featured on the Food Network. Well, the meatloaf is very good, but the most interesting element is popcorn mashed potatoes. And it is quite literally mashed potatoes and popcorn. So who's that? That's Boy Blue. Hickory Dickory Dock. So this restaurant is not in a vacuum, by the way. It's on a nice esplanade, and it's a nice view of the water. Some other places you could eat, hang out. And if you walk around to the water side and look back at the restaurant, you know, you won't miss Humpty Dumpty up there sitting on the wall. Well, those aren't just any kind of bugs. They're buzzing. It's some sort of bees or wasp's nest. I'm getting out of here right after I get my wasp's nest selfie. I take day trips just about every weekend. I'm based out of Central Florida, so most of my videos will be set in that part of the world. If you're interested in things to do in Florida, or if you just want to come along for the ride, you can hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future trips, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching.